Hello, Jefferson. My name is Timothy Freitag. I'm the city administrator for the city of Jefferson with an important message about the COVID-19 virus. The world we live in is changing very quickly. The COVID-19 pandemic is affecting each and every one of us. One could hardly imagine that community schools would postpone classes, bars and restaurants forced to close, and that Major League sports teams would suspend their seasons. A few short weeks ago, the term social distancing was not in any of our vocabularies. As I speak today, over 4,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 infections have been reported in the United States, and more than 200 individuals with the infection have died. In Wisconsin, there have been a total of 160 cases reported. Currently, we thankfully have no confirmed cases in Jefferson County or the city of Jefferson. A number of non-essential city programs, services, and events have been canceled or postponed for the foreseeable future. We continue to assess the current situation daily. Essential city services, including public safety services, continue uninterrupted. I want to assure you that the city of Jefferson is taking steps to prepare for what might happen in the future. Our local government has contingency plans in place so we can maintain critical services and business continuation in the event that virus-related absences impact staffing. The city of Jefferson has taken measures aimed at stopping or slowing the spread of the contagious virus and to protect our municipal workforce to ensure that the city will continue to be able to provide essential services, including those provided by our first responder agencies, police, fire, and emergency medical services. These impacts include City Hall offices and facilities continue to operate under normal business hours and services continue uninterrupted. However, it is urged and strongly recommended that if your contact with our municipal offices can be done online or via a telephone call, to please avoid visiting the building. Residents may also utilize the City Hall drop box located at the Dodge Street entrance to leave payments or correspondence. In the coming days, city staff may be rotating to limit exposure to the illness. This is somewhat difficult for us as due to our small staff size. We appreciate the public's patience as we work through the pandemic. The following facilities are closed to the public until further notice: the Jefferson Wastewater Utility, the Jefferson Department of Public Works Facility, the Jefferson Parks Department, Jefferson EMS, and the Jefferson Fire Department. City Hall and the Police Department remain open to the public. Many non-essential, non-public safety programs, activities, and events have been canceled or postponed indefinitely. The list of city programs and services impacted by the COVID-19 virus pandemic include: the Jefferson Public Library is closed, as is all their programming, which has been suspended indefinitely. The Jefferson Senior Center is closed indefinitely with the exception of the senior meal program. That program continues, but for delivery only. All in-facility dining has been canceled. Jefferson Municipal Court is suspended indefinitely. All Jefferson Park and Recreation programming has been canceled indefinitely. The Jefferson Utilities office window has been closed inside the building. Residents and business owners may continue to utilize the window drive-up to facilitate utility business or via the telephone or internet contact. Wastewater, water, and electric service utility services are not impacted by the COVID-19 virus. And finally, our first responder agencies, police, fire, and emergency medical services, have the necessary resources, training, equipment, and information they need in order to safely respond to calls during the health emergency. These agencies have contingency plans in place so we can maintain critical services and business continuity in the event that virus-related absences impact staffing. Tanya.
As of March 20th, the election scheduled for April 7th is still a go. At this point, we've received no indication that there will be any change to Election Day. We, however, will be changing procedures locally to maintain social distancing and to protect the health of our citizens and of our workers. Absentee ballots. Absentee ballots can be requested at any time. We encourage people to use the online system through My Vote. A link to this can be found on the city's website and Facebook page. And you can always submit a request via paper methods as well. If you have not requested an absentee ballot since voter identification laws were put into place, you will also need to provide a copy of your photo ID. Most commonly used form is a state-issued driver's license or identification card. While we want to make sure that everyone can vote, we are also very concerned about the health and safety of the community and our staff. First and foremost, please use the electronic method to request your absentee ballot if possible. If you do not have these capabilities and you are in a vulnerable group, please contact City Hall to ask us what your options may be. We want to help you vote without compromising your health. If you still would like to vote in person, that is still an option. Because our public space is small in our office, we request that anyone who would like to vote in person contact our office first, and we will schedule an appointment for your ability to vote. We want you to vote, but we want you to be able to do so in a quick and safe manner. Chief Pileggi.
Thank you, Tanya. Hello, everybody. We want all of our citizens to know, as Administrator Freitag's relayed, that all of Jefferson's emergency services have the necessary resources, training, all personal protective gear, and up-to-date information we need in order to safely provide services regarding emergencies and non-emergencies in the city of Jefferson. Rest assured that we have contingency plans in place should any employee base come down with the COVID-19 virus. We do have staffing contingency plans in place, so emergency services will continue to function should that unfortunate situation happen. There's much information regarding the COVID-19 or coronavirus out there. So what are some things that you can do to protect your family? First off, stay home if you possible. Do not go out or go to work if you are sick or believe you may have coronavirus. Remember what those symptoms are. They're very specific: fever, chronic coughing, shortness of breath, and aches and pains. If you're experiencing some of these symptoms, we would strongly urge you to call your healthcare provider and not go to a facility and follow whatever instructions your healthcare provider advises you to do. Shop and run errands for elderly family members and friends. They are the most vulnerable to this virus, and we should try everything to keep them inside at home and safe. Try to keep at least 3 days worth of supplies with yourself and your family members, and don't forget about their medications. If you do have to go out into society, please remember, practice good social distancing. Administrator Freitag relayed that that was something we really didn't know that much about until a few weeks ago. Now we know that we need to keep about a 6-foot barrier between each other. Frequently wash your hands with soap and water at least 20 seconds. If you don't have soap, utilize a hand sanitizer with 60% alcohol base. Try and carry a pocket-sized hand sanitizer with you and frequently use that. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and mouth with any of your unwashed hands. And remember, if you're sneezing or coughing, carry tissues with you. Make sure to tightly seal your mouth and your nose before you sneeze or cough, and immediately discard the utilized tissue. Don't handshake with anybody. I know that's a social practice that we do, but try not to have contact with other people. Make sure that common areas, not only in your home, but your business places, such as door handles, surfaces, any place where there's a common place people touch, are wiped down and cleaned, generally with a very strong sanitizing agent, such as a bleach and water mix. So how do we get updated? We suggest that you go to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The website is www.cdc.gov. In closing, we will get through this together. This is clearly something we've not experienced in our lifetimes, but as our great country and our community are stronger together, we will all overcome this challenge together. If you should have any questions, do not hesitate to call City Hall or the Police Department. Our business hours are still going to be open. We would request that you telephone in, but we understand if you need to come to the Police Department, we are open for business and we will be there in any emergency you have. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce Jen Pino, Director of Jefferson Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Chief. These are definitely unprecedented times that we are facing, but I'm calling you to action. I'm asking that you help support our local businesses, and you can do this in very simple ways by just shopping local, ordering takeout. We'll have that information. We've got it on Facebook. We're hoping to have it on our website soon. And then you can also order gift cards right now to use later, just so long as our businesses have a steady revenue stream right now. We have this opportunity to keep our local economy afloat. So let's take action to do so. Some other fun ways and simple ways. On Facebook, we have this small business bingo, which may seem kind of silly, but that's okay. Sometimes you've got to do that in times like these. In addition to what I just added was we can also share our Facebook posts of our businesses. I want to give a shout out to the Pig. They are doing an awesome job of keeping us updated on what shipments they have coming in so that we know what supplies that they have on their shelves. Excuse me. I also just want to finish with saying we can make a big difference with these small gestures. Just follow CDC guidelines, keep those hands clean, shop local, and take care of each other. We need to keep our businesses open, and we need to keep our community strong, and we've got this, Jefferson. Stay healthy. Thank you. I'm going to hand it back over to Tim.
We as Americans have faced many challenges. These crises always define us, and they unite the nation and the community. Many of our residents are experiencing anxiety, stress, and fear. Some are uneasy about the potential loss of their job. Others are stressing regarding caring for their children as school has been canceled. Our elderly populations, many of them are concerned that their own underlying health conditions place them at greater risk should they contract the virus. Please reach out to them. Thankfully, we live in a world where technology allows us to connect while social distancing. Reach out to them, provide them help. If you can, don't be afraid to ask them for help. Let's take care of one another during these extraordinary times. This concludes this briefing. Please continue to access the city's website, Facebook page, and cable television channel for periodic updates. Thank you for listening.